Strike up the band.
In this episode, I'm going to give you 7 strategies to help find life balance while teaching band. I do want to mention that I'm available for professional development. Please give me a call. There's contact information in the show notes. I teach half-time, but I'm available half-time to present to music directors and present professional development sessions within a district or within a school or whatever you need. Tip number 1, keep your desktop clear of everything except for what you're working on right now. Keep everything clean and organized so you're not looking for things. It saves you a lot of time and helps you to move forward much better and much faster. Tip number 2, if a parent asks a question, realize that other parents may have the same question. Responding in an email to all may save you time. The more experience I've gotten with this, the less questions I've had from parents. Now be careful also of information overload. That's when you send a 3-page email and then parents are less likely to read it. What I have found is that bullet points on the specifics of the concert in bold work out much better. Now sometimes maybe you can have things at the end of the email. Put the important information, maybe the concert information at the top. And then if you are going to send a 2-page thing, some people might appreciate that. But put that underneath the important information so that people will see that important information first. Tip number 3, get enough sleep. I can't say this enough. I don't know what happened with my brain, but I was very fortunate in this area because even when I was a young person, 18, 19 years old in the Army, now I didn't get any choice in basic training, but I'm talking about the other Army schools I went to. I was always in bed by 9, and my fellow classmates, they say, well, aren't you going to study? Don't you need to study what we had today? And I said, well, I figure it's better for me to get plenty of sleep and be awake in class when they're teaching it than to spend my evening studying it. So I would go to bed at 9, put eye things over my eyes because we often had to sleep in rooms where there were 10, 12, 20 other people. And I would put earplugs in sometimes and I would go to sleep. And I was always in the commandant's list, which is like the top 20% of the class. So I think that it worked, at least for me. Tip number 4, close your computer at quitting time. There's always going to be work that needs to get done, but you need to leave and go home and do other things. Set a time, whatever that time is, and close that computer. Tip number 5, no school email on your phone. I used to have email on my phone, and there were times I would be going to bed, and I said, well, let me just check just to make sure there's nothing blowing up for tomorrow. Well, sometimes there was something blowing up, or I had a response from an angry parent, and then I couldn't sleep all night because I was worried about what was going to happen with that response, and there was nothing that I could do about it right then. I couldn't contact the parent. I couldn't contact my principal. So no school email on your phone. Tip number 6, change your mindset, and here's what I mean. You are replaceable as a director. In fact, some people say that your job opening will be posted before your funeral takes place if you die. But you are the only husband, wife, mom, dad that your kids have. Tip number 7, it's okay to say no. I'm going to link to an article in the show notes that goes a little bit more in depth about this saying no thing.
The Music and Podcast, where you get quick